The reason I have make some of these videos and I have so many issues with many of these game coaches, these pickup artists, and a lot of men, because they talk about masculinity and manhood from a perspective of just achieving box in women, as opposed to self-mastery and what you need to be as a man, the strength you need, the courage you need, the integrity you need to exist in the current world or the current environment that we currently have. And my thing is, discipline is more important than game. And the reason why is because, let's say you deploy some game and you get a woman, but that woman is a terrible woman. But again, she looks good, sex is great, but she's awful. And your ship is going to sink if you ever take it any further with that woman. But if you have a certain lack of development in your life, which creates an environment of optionality, because development, is what gives you more options in life. I mean, if you have $1 million in the bank, you're not going to lose any sweat over losing $10 or $5. You may not like it, but you're not going to worry about that. But that's the problem with all this game, because it doesn't focus on the factors of discipline. Masculinity is built through the fire. Strength is built. Resistance, indifference, the ability to tolerate hard times. And that's why I use more so things like fasting. Because I can't do like how Marion Gaines suggests you get 50 bodies on you. Yeah, you might end up with herpes or some other disease. So fasting becomes an option because it's the same triggers in your brain that drive you to want to eat food, be undisciplined, not to walk away from the plate. And I've survived them. I've done about a 5-day fast, but I like to keep it about 24 to 48 hours sometimes, once in a while. Especially like this, yesterday I was hitting that pie hard. I ain't gonna lie, man. The holidays is rough for the brother. I need to detox, period, from eating all that sweets. It'll happen today and tomorrow. But the discipline factor is what it should be the cornerstone of masculinity. Controlling that urge, that drive. Nobody's perfect, but that's your ability to walk away from situations. So the power is not in your ability to acquire women, even though that's good. The power is in your ability to walk away from women. Can you walk away? Can you say no? That's what the power is. Can you get out of a dysfunctional situation? Do you have the strength? Because some dudes are like, oh my God. And this is why I talk about global travel too, because I want guys to open up their minds and see that here women are just overvalued in the West, make money and feminism and the government and all that stuff. Man, you go out in other places where there's no government empowerment and where the decisions you make with who you marry and who you get with can determine your future, whether you live in starvation and broke or whether people don't have time to be messing with each other and playing board and relationship games. You got cattle to feed and shit. You got money to make. You got crops to plant. Women have jobs. Men have jobs. Men have things to do. Women have shit to do. They don't have time to be messing with each other. When you get in those types of environments, people tend to work with each other and get along because they don't have a choice. And families stick together tighter because that's a means of survival. So here in this Western culture, we develop very much weak mentality. Like if I have a bad day, I go watch Best Documentary, seeing some guy ride on a wooden scooter with all kinds of shit on the back of it, or some guy has to get on the back of some train and breathe in that cold, dark coal in his lungs, or some person struggling to surviving to get by. Let me tell you something. It gets my ass motivated right away and I take my ass to the gym. That will motivate you real fast. And that's why global travel is necessary. Not from a perspective of going somewhere, meeting women and making passport bro videos about you in some 304 in some bar or some alleyway. I'm talking about enlightening and opening your mind towards the suffering of others and what people experience in real life and what real hardship looks like. Because we get spoiled. And I told you, like I told you in my other video, sometimes the issue is you ain't lonely, you just haven't suffered enough or seen some suffering. But trust me, you go some places in this world, you can just go somewhere like the Philippines or somewhere like that. And you look and you see the poverty over there. Let me tell you something, you get your ass up out that basement real fast and get to work and go do some stuff for your life. You get to the gym, you work out. That's what global travel does. It opens up your mind to the matrix mentality of, we live a soft life for most of us. How do you know? Most of us are soft around the middle. Can't, do 10 push-ups. Can't do anything because we live in this type of environment. So discipline is what self-mastery is all about. And that's where it comes down to. Can you walk away? Do you have the strength to look a woman in the eye or look somebody in the eye, a woman that's sexy, that has a nice body, that looks good, and if she's goofy, tell her to kick rocks. Deny that urge, that tingling sensation in your pants, that drive, that hormonal drive to want to mate, where you start rationalizing her behavior. We've all done that. We rationalize their behavior and we make bad choices. That's where the discipline comes in. And how do you get disciplined? You have to be trained to be disciplined. You have to go through things. That's why I like fasting. Oh, trust me. You start getting into that, that 24, 48 hour period before you calm down. I mean, obviously you have to have, like I said, right type of fluids and salt and whatever else. You start to see yourself being followed down the street by, those donuts you ate. Or you pass by the Krispy Kreme on the way. Same type of stimulation as women. You pass by that Krispy Kreme and you hear the voice calling you to come in there and get a dozen. Or every time you walk in the store, the bakery section, just waving for you like this. Come on over here, baby. Get yourself some of them oatmeal raisin cookies that you love. Or that sweet potato pie, that apple pie is right there sitting around and it's talking to you. About 48 hours. It's the same thing. But getting away from low quality women. So you manage that. When you break through a 28 or 48 hour fast, you feel like, whoa, I'm the man. I can handle this shit. You start building real straightened character because you can defy your urges. You can go against your own programming. And that's what matters most than anything else. It's the discipline. How can a guy like me can travel places? I've been to Pattaya, Thailand. You see me making any videos about 304s or any, man, I don't give a rat's. I'm like, what, bar girl? Pah! Girl, I've been 5 days without eating. How the fuck is a bar girl going to take control of a peaceful life? And I've done 5 days on a fast. Madness. Or even the women around here. Once you've gotten through the 5-day fast, you think women have power over you? Hell no. You've seen the light. Well, you've seen a lot of donuts too. But that's a whole different story. Trust me. I have an oatmeal raisin cookies. I have to walk past the whole bakery section sometimes to see that shit. I'd be like, damn, I love that shit. But that's a whole nother story. I can't eat that stuff. You're not going to see my old ass with diabetes. Maybe I can make my own with less sugar, but that's a whole nother story. Maybe. We'll see. Anyhow, but the discipline is what matters. And it's painful. It's difficult. It's hard. Manhood, masculinity, or just in general, surviving is a difficult journey. Period. It's not easy. It's hard to me to talk about it. You haven't suffered anything. But I like fasting because at the end of the day, the other way around is rough. I mean, I'm not taking any liability for it. You racking up 50 bodies and you get the venereal disease. Well, 50 Peaceful Life told me to bang out 50 women. No. And build an immunity to 304s. And, I mean, that's like, and then now that would make me also a hypocrite too. Because, we can't be talking about women and calling them 304s and everything else if we're homemakers. But then one argument can also be that they're already 304s a Peaceful Life. Hey, look, this is a circular bullshit. What do I can say? Fasting. That helps build discipline. But again, make sure you're good in medical, to a doctor, talk to a physician, or whatever else, and make sure you have the health for that. But that's another way to build discipline. Because discipline is really critical. And most of us have failed because of a lack of discipline. But this is a difficult world out here. It's a challenging world. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Make sure you hit the like button. But if you don't have a 304 or a management strategy where you can walk away from bad deals, you're going to end up in some hostage situation where your resources have been kidnapped by that woman in the state, and you don't have the ability to take control of your life and your own happiness in life. Like I'm sitting here drinking this Wawa coffee because I know that I got to run this 2 miles on this treadmill. I got to do it another 20 minutes. I try to stick around 17, 18. I'm old now. I'm 51. I really should, I try to do 1.5 miles in maybe 12 and a half, 13. Yes, I really don't like to beat up my knees on the treadmill much. I'd rather be outside walking, but it's freezing cold out there. I ain't going out there that damn cold. So treadmill wins for the wintertime until I transition to the other side of the world, which I haven't because I've been busy doing some stuff with my boys, and taking care of my place and deciding when I should sell it or just pass it down or whatever else, because I certainly don't want to be any landlord. I like stocks, things I can sell in a second. Real estate is not my thing. Unless I'm investing in some REITs or something like that. I don't want to be anybody's landlord, and I know you can handle and hire a management company. But at the end of the day, it's just easier to take care of everything while you're here, including downsizing. And for you people, you guys who are thinking about global travel and slow travel, whatever, start downsizing now. Get out of these car payments, credit card debts, drive that used car, because over time you're gonna realize when you go overseas and in places. One of my best experiences has been my studio, whatever condominium type environment overlooking the ocean. Man, I was like, man, that's less stuff. Because I'm like a dude, used to be a married dude with 4 cars outside and taking care of all that bullshit. Man, I was like, hell yeah, this is the life. I get up, I go to the gym, I hit the beach. It is what it is. That was my best experience. I come back, I got all this property to take care of and all this other bullshit. Anyhow, that's not when you're raising kids is one thing. But when you're a bachelor like me, you look at that shit be like this. Why do I need this crap? Anyhow, I'm down to 1 car now. And even that is on the chopping block. Anyhow, peace and blessings to you guys. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm about to hit this workout real quick because your boy hit it hard yesterday and I got to pay the dues today. I'm out.